Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 3 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 3 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter units of measurement. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I'm on grade 3 math. Chapter we are on right now is units of measurement. I'm going to start with the lesson that is compare and convert metric units of length. So let's just start with the we're going to learn the units to length, right? So start with the first example is the very basic unit to measure the length. So 1 kilometer equal how many meters? 1 kilometer equals 1000 meters, right? So the correct option is kilometer is the bigger unit and smaller is the smaller unit. Meter is the smaller unit. So 1 kilometer equals 1000 meters. Let's just start with the test questions. Which is more, 100 centimeters or 1 meter? So meter is also the basic unit of length. So 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Centimeter is the smallest unit. Then you have the meters, then we have the kilometers. So 1 meter equal 100 centimeter and 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters, right? So the correct option is which is more, 100 centimeter or 1 meter? So neither they are equal. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, 1 kilometer equal how many meters? 1 kilometer equal 1000 meters. Option number 2 is the correct option. 1 kilometer equal how many meters? 1 kilometer equal 1000 meters. Option number 1 is the correct option. 1 kilometer equal 1000 meters. Which is more, 48 centimeters or 1 meter? So 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So which is more, 48 centimeter or 100 centimeter? So 100 centimeter is more than 48 centimeter. So 1 meter is more than 48 centimeter because 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. The correct option is 1 meter. Which is more, 1 centimeter or 100 millimeters? So 1 centimeter or 10 millimeters? Which is the correct option? They are equal. In 1 centimeter, we have 10 millimeters, right? So the correct option is they are equal. Which is more, 744 millimeter, 745 millimeters or 1 meter? Which is the correct option? 1 meter equal 1000 millimeters, right? So 745 millimeters is less than 1000 millimeters, right? So 1 meter is more than 745 millimeter. The correct option is 1 meter. Which is more, 1 centimeter or 7 millimeters? So which is the correct option? 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter, right? So 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeter, right? So which is more? 1 centimeter is more because in 1 centimeter we have 10 millimeters. So 1 centimeter is more. Which is more, 366 millimeters or 1 meter? 1 meter is equal to 1 meter equal 1000 millimeters. Sorry. Yes, 1 meter equal 1000 millimeters. So 1 meter is more than 366 millimeter. How 366 millimeter? 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeter. Okay, which is more, 1 kilometer or 1000 meters? Which is the correct option? Which is more, 1 kilometer or 1000 meters? 1 kilometer is same as 1000 meters, so they are equal. Which is more, 1 meter or 125 centimeter? Which is the correct option? 125 centimeter is more than 1 meter. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is, which metric unit is appropriate? So let's just start with the next lesson. Which is a better estimate for the length of a pen? So we are given two of the options. They are 12 centimeter and 12 meters, right? So we are going to measure the length of the pencil. So the pencil is 12 centimeter, right? Because 12 meter is too long for the pencil, so that would be 12 centimeter. Let's just start with the test questions. The length of the pen must be 12 centimeter because 12 meter is too long for the length of the pen, which is a better estimate for the distance of a 10 minute walk. The two options we are given is 1 centimeter or 1 kilometer. So which is the correct option? So that's a 10 minutes walk. It must be 1 kilometer because 1 centimeter is too short for the 10 minutes walk, right? Which is a better estimate for the weight of a piece of gum, that is 6 kilograms or 6 grams. So which is the correct? The piece of the gum would be 6 grams. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which is a better estimate for the weight of a pumpkin, 9 kilograms or 9 grams? Which is the correct option? The weight of the pumpkin must be 9 kilograms because 9 grams is too small for the weight of the pumpkin. Which is a better estimate for the length of a jump rope? 3 meters or 3 kilometers, which is the correct option? The the length of the jump rope must be 3 meters because 3 kilometers is too long. Which is a better estimate for the weight of a light bulb? 35 meters, 35 grams or 35 kilograms? Which is the correct option? The correct option is 35 grams because 35 kilograms is too much for the weight of a bulb. Which is a better estimate for the weight of a pumpkin? So, which is the correct option? The weight of the pumpkin must be 4 kilograms. 4 ounces is too little for the pumpkin. So, which is the better estimate for the length of an almond? 20 millimeters or 20 centimeters? Which is the correct option? The correct option is 20 centimeter because 20, oh, that is 20 millimeters. Sorry, the correct option is 20 millimeters, which is a better estimate for the weight of a picnic table. So, which is the correct option? The weight of the picnic table must be 19 kilograms, which is a better estimate for the volume of a fish of bowl. So, which is the correct option? 3 millimeters or 3 liters? Yes, that is 3 liters. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is which customary create, which is a better estimate for the volume of the baby bottle, which is the better estimate for the volume of a baby bottle. We are given the options 9 fluid ounces or 9 gallons. So it must be 9 fluid ounces because 9 gallons is too much. Let's just start with the test questions. Which is a better estimate for the volume of bathroom sink? The volume of the bathroom sink must be 1 gallon because 1 tablespoon is too little for that. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a can of tomato juice? So which is the correct option? Is it 43 quarts or 43 teaspoons? That is 43 teaspoons. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a baby bottle? 9 gallons, 9 fluid ounces. Very good, 9 fluid ounces it is. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a plastic shopping bag? 3 fluid ounces or 3 quarts, which is the correct option? The volume of the shopping bag must be 3 quarts. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a sour cream container? 8 fluid ounces or 8 pints, which is the correct option? It must be 8 fluid ounces, which is a better estimate for the volume of a plastic cup. 17 tablespoons or 10 pints, which is the correct option? The volume of the plastic cup is 17 tablespoons. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a shoe box? Shoe box, 10 pints or 10 tablespoons, which is the correct option? That is 10 pints. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which is a better estimate for the volume of salad dressing bottle, which is the correct option? The salad bottle must be 50 teaspoons. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a container bottle? So, which is the correct conditioner bottle? So, which is the correct option? The volume of the conditioner bottle must be 3 cups. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is 3 cups. Which is a better estimate for the volume of an orange juice carton? It must be 7 cups. The correct option is option number 2. Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is which customary unit is appropriate. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a bowl of soup. So, which is the correct option? We are given two of the options. They are 15 fluid ounces or and 15. That would be 15 fluid ounces because 15 pints is too much for the weight of the volume of the bowl soup, right? Let's just start with the test questions. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a juice box? 42 teaspoons or 42 pints? Volume of a juice box must be 42 teaspoons. Which is a better estimate for the length of a snowboard? 5 yards, 5 feet. Which is the correct option? Snowboard would be 5 feet, 5 yards is too much. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a bathroom sink? 3 fluid ounces or 3 quarts? Which is the correct option? That would be 3 quarts. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a mustard bottle? 17 tablespoons, 17 gallons. Which is the correct option? The correct option is 17 tablespoons. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a kitchen sink? The volume of the kitchen sink will be 48 cups. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a bowl of soup? So, which is the correct option? The correct option is 15 pints. Option number 1 is the correct option. Oh, that is 15 fluid ounces. Which is a better estimate for the height of a door? 3 inches or 3 yards? The height of the door must be 3 yards because 3 inches is too small for the height of the door. Which is a better estimate for the volume of a large trash can? So, which is the correct option? 34 gallons or 34 fluid ounces? Which is the correct option? Which is the better estimate for the volume of a large trash can? That is 34 gallons. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, we are done with the lesson. So, we were working on grade 4, grade 3 math. Chapter we were working on is unit of measurements. The lessons we have compare and convert metric unit of length. Which metric unit is appropriate? Which customary unit of volume is appropriate? Which customary unit is appropriate? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I am here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Any questions you can please ask if you have any.